Hello, listeners, fuckers, dudes, and dudettes. Welcome to episode 6 of Grumpy X Sunshine. That's not 3 X's, but we do come with a parental advisory. I'm Storm, aka Grumpy, if you couldn't fucking tell.
And I'm Lady, aka Sunshine. Hello. Today's episode is Creatures of the Night, Volume 2. Storm is going to be talking about Bessie of Lake Erie, and I will be talking about Mudhouse Mansion in Ohio.
Both stories are really Ohio themes, eh?
I swear to God, the more you say it, every time we have to re-record this and you say you get more like Minnesotan every time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like you're trying Canadian on me.
I'm not.
Are you going to start being nice?
No.
Get on with your story. Tell me about Bessie.
When am I ever going to be nice?
Give me
Never.
some Bessie.
Okay, so the legend of Bessie is Lake Erie's essentially Loch Ness monster. Okay, so Bessie is Lake Erie's Loch Ness monster. First reported sighting is in 1793. Bessie is supposedly a long serpent-like creature between 16 to 60 feet and like a foot or two in diameter, right? It's like a big bitch. Like,
well, you know what? A foot or two, and I mean,
no, she ain't thick. She long.
She long.
Very long.
I like them girthy.
I mean,
we're talking about snakes, though, but you know,
essentially a snake, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a dragon.
Would a dragon count in that? Is a dragon a serpent-like creature? Or are they the whole other thing, like a whole new thing?
I don't know, because there's different tiers of quote unquote dragon. You know what I mean? Like there's multiple tiers of dragon.
Is a Hydra a dragon?
I don't know.
Anyways, sorry.
Whatever it is. So a little bit of facts about Lake Erie. Lake Erie is one of the 5 Great Lakes in North America. The Great Lakes are homes, which stands for Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. Second smallest Great Lake by surface area, but it is the shallowest. Average depth is around 62 feet.
The shallowest is 62 feet? That's crazy.
The average depth is 62 feet. But, like, that's Lake Erie is the shallowest.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The deepest part in Lake Erie is about 210 feet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so it gets real deep, but the average is 62 feet.
I don't know. Anytime we've been up there so many times, and you've talked about like the cargo ships and shit that like drive by.
Mm-hmm.
It just never clicked with how deep they're. You know what? It never really clicks how big cargo ships are either. I've never seen one in person, so I can't.
Yeah.
You know, my brain does not compute.
Same. Because it's so shallow, it's one of the warmest lakes. Okay, for the 5 Great Lakes.
Okay.
The water retention time is just under 3 years, and what that is essentially how fast the water replaces itself. Like, in your body, every 7 years, your entire body's cells replaces itself. That's what the water retention is. It's 3 years for Lake Erie.
Yeah, okay. But the 7 years is just because at 7 years is when, if you take the amount of cells that's in your body,
yeah,
they have died off by that point.
Yeah.
But it's over the 7 years.
Yeah, but they've replaced themselves.
Yeah. So, the way you said it made me think like, oh, they just spontaneously like, you know? Like that way.
That's exactly how it happens.
Yep. You get a whole, you know?
Same thing with the water. Shock. The water, just magical fairy comes in and just blah.
Yep. It takes all the old ones out.
Yep.
Dumps it in the ocean.
Yep.
That's not good for the ocean. All that fresh water.
Yeah. Adding to the salt water. I mean, I'm sure the fairy that does that adds salt to it.
Okay.
Don't worry.
That's better. That's nicer.
Lake Erie, even though it's on the smaller side, has a lot of attractions surrounding it. Lively fishing scenes surrounding Lake Erie. You can find things like Lake Erie's wine country. It helps with tourism. Cedar Point, nice days. You can see Canada from Cedar Point.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Especially there's this one, it's called, God, it's something like Momentum or something like that. At the top of that roller coaster, you can see Canada from it.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. So, among other things, with another couple of amusement parks and beaches with 871 miles of shoreline and approximately 30 islands.
30 islands?
Yeah, Lake Erie has like 30 islands.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that big. I don't.
Lake Erie's real big.
Remember me joking that I could swim? You know what? Fuck that. I could still swim it.
Yeah.
I could still
if the weather
absolutely
was
do
okay.
it.
If the weather was okay.
Yeah. If it was like a nice day, absolutely I could fucking do it. Fuck you. Not you.
But fuck you.
Fuck anyone that thinks I can't. You know? I'll do it. I might be fat, but I'm a good swimmer.
I want to go boating on Lake Erie. Like, I so want to go boating. I want to hit the jackpot so I can buy a boat.
If you bought a boat, would you like do a tour? You know, have you ever seen Hell's Bells on TikTok?
Occasionally.
Well, JC used to live on a boat.
Yeah.
And she would do a boat tour like every now and then. She did her last one before she sold it. She went all the way up the coast of Washington.
Oh, like here's my boat, or do you mean like tour?
No,
she
did. She did like she went for a round, like a trip, one last trip before she sold her boat, and she went.
I wouldn't like sail around on the ocean
continent.
or anything.
No,
but I would like go up on Lake Erie and like chill for the day.
I would sail around the ocean.
You know?
The ocean terrifies me,
mm-hmm.
but I mean, so many people, especially, do that specific lap. Like, I feel totally confident. Well, I wouldn't, if I had someone that knew how to do it, if I did it with people, yeah, I would definitely be into it. I'd be
you
so
have to get your
it.
boating license.
Do I have to have a license if I'm just like a passenger on the boat?
No.
Okay, well then I'll just do that.
You just have to hire a captain.
Yeah, I'll go with people who know how to do it, and they can teach me while we're doing it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very hands-on learner, but I think it'll be fun.
Okay.
I'd like to do a little tour, but I'd never go on a cruise ship.
No, I don't want to go on a cruise ship. Not only do they waste a lot of like carbon emissions, but they destroy ecosystems. People are constantly littering off of them. Not only pirates, that, like, the people on them. I don't want to deal with people.
The pineapples?
What?
It's a swingers. Like, most swingers go on cruise.
Maybe I will go on a cruise.
Stop. No, my friend, she was just showing me her friend went on a cruise, and she sent pictures of like a whole hallway basically worth of doors that had like pineapples all over it, saying we're swingers, we play nice unless you don't want us to, like cringy ass shit like that all over the doors. Maybe I will go on a mini cruise. Just a mini one. You could do one from like Jacksonville. Well, I guess like it's not Florida to you can go from Jamaica. Like St. Augustine. What? Oh, I was talking about like St. Augustine to Miami. It's Where's like St. Augustine? The tippy top of Florida on the East Coast. You never heard of St. Augustine? We're doing an episode on that. We'll do an episode. It's one of the most haunted towns. It's one of the oldest towns. It's great. I've been there so many times.
You said it was in Florida.
Mm-hmm. St. Augustine. Okay. I love that place. Okay. I've been there a lot.
Off track a little bit. Sorry. So Bessie's first reported sighting was in 1793. Okay. There's also stories from Native Americans about the great water serpent living in the water. Okay. Most, not all, of the reporting sightings are on Ohio's side of the lake. Okay, so it's just the meth heads. Potentially. Potentially. Colors have been reported as gray, copper, silver, brown, spotted. Reports run from 5 meters to 18 meters and about 1 to 2 feet in diameter. It's a snake-like creature. None of the sightings say it's aggressive or attacks anyone. It's just kind of like seen. Okay. You know what I mean? So the first newspaper article was about 100 years after the first sighting. So in 1892, which remember the first sighting was 1793. Okay. It's from the Cleveland Plain Dealer, and they ran the article titled "Lake Erie Sea Serpent, said to have been seen by fishermen near Oak Harbor." Where's Oak Harbor? I don't know. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know. I figured you go up there enough. Dude, But Lake Erie is very big, and we only go on. Very big. Okay. Very, very big. The reported Bessie sightings continued every 10 to 20 years, sometimes even less than that. So in 1960, there was a fisherman in Sandusky at 11 p.m. on a calm, clear night. He saw it. There were some rats that he saw, or he heard. He threw a rock at it, and the serpent like slithered out. In 1969, a South Bass Island guy said it came within 6 feet of him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah. Especially for how big it is. In the 1980s, there's no specific date on that one. There's 2 women from Akron, Ohio that went up to Cedar Point and spotted Bessie at a house that they were staying at on the causeway or whatever. Described it as snake and like reptilian. 1985, a guy from Avon, Ohio.
Do you know where that is?
What? Avon?
Yeah. Do you know how far south that is? That's pretty far south.
Avon? He went up to Vermilion.
Okay. That's
So
pretty far.
he went up, he was chilling with friends, he was boating. And they said that, quote, 5 humps came out of the water. No way it was a sturgeon.
People think it's a sturgeon?
We're gonna get there. 1989, it was either May or June. The guy wasn't sure. Guy goes up and uses a sonar tool. So this guy got a sonar tool off of some guy in Streetsboro.
Oh,
Okay.
I lied to you. Avon is not south at all.
No, I think
What
it's
did I think
north.
it was?
I don't know.
I thought it was something. Sorry, I apologize. Go ahead.
So this guy got a sonar tool from somebody
Oh, I thought it was Athens.
Okay. He got a sonar tool from somebody in Streetsboro. He takes
Okay.
it up to his boat and he goes to use the sonar tool. And there was a cigar-shaped apparition about 35 feet in length and at a depth of about 30 feet.
Oh, so he used. Okay.
He straight up used sonar
Wow.
in 1989. So I don't know how accurate that sonar was back then. So I was
Yeah,
like,
I mean, he could have saw something else, but
like the start of 1990. So like probably pretty decent.
well, if it was just like personal sonar type equipment, not like military grade type shit.
Well, he got it off of a guy.
Oh, I have no clue.
And it's Ohio. You never know what these motherfuckers have out here.
True. He could have honestly just saw like a pipeline or something too.
True. But for specifically 30 feet in length, or
Yeah.
35 feet in length,
Yeah,
it's a little strange.
yeah.
Could be a shipwreck or something. Maybe.
Yeah, but it's cigar shaped, and usually shipwrecks are like more.
Well, to be 30 feet down, 35 feet in length, that's a big ship. But I wonder how deep of a part he was at. You know what I mean?
True. We don't know.
Because if he was at a part that was like 62 feet in length, maybe the boat capsized, it was sitting upside down on some rocks or something. That could explain a little bit, but like, not if it was moving. If it was moving,
the cigar
there's
shape
no...
just kind of makes me think it's not. I
Maybe
don't
it was
know.
2 fish banging.
What fish do you know that are banging and equal out to like 35 fucking feet?
I mean, maybe it's like 3 fish and they're centibeating. I'm trying to make it work, okay?
3 fish. All of them were 10 foot long. Just, you know.
Listen, we'll get
Isn't
we'll get to
that a
that
thing?
because
The eternal serpent thing where it's like eating itself?
yeah, it means something. I don't remember.
I have no fucking clue what it means.
I don't
but
remember.
I know that's a thing.
But yeah. Oh gosh, I lost my place. But you'll see some of the fish because some of these fish are like fucking huge.
Ew.
Yeah, absolutely disgusting. But yeah, like maybe it was a shipwreck turned upside down. Depends on what part of the lake he was in. I'd like to know that too.
Yeah, I'd like to know a little more information on that one.
That's all that was there.
Yeah.
The sonar, it was 1989, so it was almost 1990. I'm sure that the sonar was like decent enough.
I mean, it should be.
Yeah. Especially Ohio. Like, Ohio gets their hands on some crazy shit.
Well, I was gonna say, we're not that. I mean, yeah, we're far away from it, but we're not that far away from it.
That was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Ish.
I mean, how much more could they? I mean, they could do a lot more now, but like it's still not
35 years ago,
significant.
maybe.
It's not like anything like, as far as I know. I'm also not an expert on this shit. I don't look this shit up. But from my
Technology.
understanding, the military is the ones that got like the big boys.
Yeah, which Ohio could have gotten it. I wouldn't doubt somebody from Ohio getting their hands on some shit like that.
No, I don't doubt it either.
Ohio and Florida.
Well, you know what? Floridians are just snowbird Ohioans. So
yeah. Next one happened in July 8th, 1990. A woman at Cedar Point. September 3rd, 1990. A guy had moved from Florida, came up to Ohio, and went to Lake Erie for jet skiing off the port of Clinton. And he saw it. As he got closer to it, it started going underwater, so he didn't get like a great view of it.
How close did he get?
It was close enough that he thought it was a manatee or something like that. Or a porpoise.
Manatees aren't that...
Yeah, no, like the article was like in freshwater, dude. It might have been like a porpoise or something. Like he thought it was a Floridian fish.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I was gonna say manatees aren't even that big though.
No, he thought it was like a Floridian like fish because he was used to jet skiing out on the ocean.
Right.
So he thought it was something from saltwater, Florida. So he was like,
manatees aren't. I don't think manatees are saltwater.
It might have been like a porpoise or something.
Yeah. Manatees are freshwater. They have them in the clear water springs and stuff like that.
Okay.
I go to see them all the time. I used to.
He was jet skiing. He saw it going under.
Oh, and back to that. Have you ever seen a manatee in person?
No.
Oh my god, you would love them. Every time I go see them, they let you walk downstairs. Mm-hmm. It's this like whole like reservation for them basically because they're so friendly with humans that they kill themselves.
Unfortunately, the little baby.
But they let you walk down and it's all like windowed and stuff and it's underwater and these manatees basically run into the windows to come say hi to you. So they like run in, and they squish. Aww. They're the cutest things ever. They're sea cows.
If a manatee comes and like hugs me, like I've seen in some of the videos, I'm petting it.
You're not allowed to touch them.
If nobody's around, nobody's gonna know but me.
I mean, it's valid, but still.
I'm petting it.
You shouldn't do that because it makes a manatee associate with you with something comforting, which means they'll approach more people. And not every person's going to be a good person. They'll approach boats and stuff to get to people if they see people as comfort. Which is the problem that started in the beginning. They're just so friendly with people. And then people are petting them and like letting them think, oh, we're so friendly. So they see people and they're like, oh, let's go. And they go up to the jet skis and they go up to the boats and they get hit by the motors because they don't know it's anything bad. They're going to the people that give them comfort.
Me so sad. Oh
I know, it's so depressing. But I love them. They're sea cows.
People just need like a 24 like...
They're really fat mermaids.
Manatee helpers.
Yeah.
That's what they need. Not a manatee rescue. Manatee helpers.
Manatee helpers. Yeah. I would sign up for that.
Yeah.
I love me some manatees. I love them so much. They're so cute. They're just funny.
Oh my god, they're so cute. I love manatees.
But it's quite literally the nicest cow you have ever met, just in the ocean. And they just chew on cabbage and stuff and seaweed, and they just sit there and like chew. They're so cute. I love them so much.
Is there a place in Florida that you can go to pet manatees?
I don't think anywhere really lets you pet manatees.
You might be able open 24/7.
You might be able to find like a reservation where there's manatees that are kept there because they've been in confinement their entire lives. Kind of like how Shamu is, you know? So they can't release them anyways. So there's no point in like holding back. But
yeah, no, because I would love to pet some manatees.
I would love to pet some manatees too. But I've never been to one. I went to I forget what the name of it is.
So if you ever take me down to Florida,
I'll take you.
You're finding me a place to pet some manatees.
We're gonna go to St. Augustine, and then we're gonna go to what's its name? It starts with an H. I don't know what it's called.
Hotel Transylvania. That's all I can think of.
No, I can't remember what it's called. Manawa. Maybe it's not an H. I don't know, but they're cute. I love them.
Okay. Oh my god, manatees. Maybe I won't pet a manatee in a while because you told me that, and it would make me sad if the manatee I pet got sad because I left.
Oh, they will. Yeah. They do get attached to people too. super sentimental. They're just super sweet. They're like little puppies.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, God.
I
I love cows, too.
babies are so cute. They'll run into the windows too. They're just stupid little. I love them so much.
Oh, boy. Oh,
You gotta see the videos of it. It's great.
I've seen plenty of videos. September 11th, back to the sea
9/11.
back
That's
to
my
the sea
birthday.
serpent of Lake Erie. September 11th, 1990. So, quite a few years before you were born.
That's exactly 9 years.
Yeah. So, quite a few years
It
before
was
you were
right
born.
after my oldest sister was born.
2 fire inspectors saw it from a 3rd-story window facing Lake Erie.
Ooh.
So, like, 2 really credible sources saw it facing Lake Erie. To be fair, they were 3 stories up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if you see something that big,
Right.
bro,
There's not really a lot to mistake.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of the fishermen are credible, but a lot of them also seem like they're kind of like jumping on the train at some points. But
There's another fisherman. September 1991, a fisherman spotted Bessie near Toledo's water intake structure 3 miles offshore in Miami, Maumee, Miami Bay.
Mommy Bay.
Okay. So a lot of skeptics say that it's just lake sturgeon. There's a lot of fishermen in here.
How fucking big do lake sturgeon get that you
Oh.
see 5 fucking... Are they flexible?
We're getting there.
Okay.
But essentially, that's why I put a lot of fishermen listed here. Like, there's a lot of people that go fishing. Yeah, sometimes fishermen tell tall tales about how big of a fish they catch. It's like guys with their wieners. They're like, oh, it's so much bigger.
Oh, yeah.
The guys that have it bigger usually say it's small. I have learned that the hard way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll say they got a little shrimp.
Yep.
They ain't gonna hide. I mean, they ain't got nothing to brag on. They know what they got.
Yeah. But the guys that say it's like bigger, they're just fishermen.
Yeah.
They're
They're just fishermen.
They're just fishermen. So skeptics say it's a lake sturgeon. And lake sturgeons, found out, can reach the size of 20 feet in length and over 300 pounds.
Okay, but that's still missing like 15 feet. 30. Wait, is it 30 feet or 35 feet? I can't remember.
So,
Because the average is about 30 feet.
16 to 60 feet.
Oh, okay. But did that guy with the sonar say it was 30-something feet long?
35 feet.
So how could that be a sturgeon?
That's just the ones that are caught. So,
So you're saying there's a potential that there's bigger.
There's a possibility that these sturgeons have gotten so big
Oh.
that they are close to 35 feet in length. Because it says 20 feet in length and over 300 pounds. 20 feet in length, that's just 10 feet more, right? So, like, I could see a sturgeon getting 25 feet, almost 30 feet, and the sonar picking it up in 1989 at 35 feet.
I mean, yeah, I can kind of see that, but at the same time, I don't know. But other people have said that there's been like humps.
Yeah, 3 humps out of the water.
And sturgeons, aren't they like not that flexible?
I mean, they're fish. They're typical fish. So maybe it was just...
I thought they were bony fish.
Well, a sturgeon has like... not spikes, but they have like prongs to protect them from getting eaten by other fish.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different type of fish, but in my head, a sturgeon is like a very like stiff
Right,
fish.
because I have 2 photos for you.
Okay.
I have this one that there's essentially describing it for everybody. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people, like 11 adult men behind this sturgeon.
In a row, though, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 grown men that line
Shoulder
the
to shoulder.
fish. Yeah, shoulder to shoulder,
Maybe a little
head
overlapping.
to tail. Yeah. Yeah, but even... Well, yeah, slightly overlapping, but it's about 7 grown men long.
So
And they seem like pretty decently sized dudes.
yeah, like they seem pretty strong. And then there's this one right below it, which is a picture from early days of cameras.
Okay.
It's black and white photo. It's 3 men holding up a stick that has a ginormous sturgeon hanging from it. And it is almost as tall as them.
It's
so I'm
taller.
I'm assuming that these guys are like 6 feet.
Yeah, so that's probably about like 7.5 foot.
Yeah.
Maybe even 8 foot.
Yeah. So like some really big sturgeons that were caught. But essentially, that last picture is from, there's a new program in Lake Erie that they're releasing sturgeons into the water and stuff.
Okay.
To like bring back the population or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all. Do you think Bessie's real?
I wouldn't put it past it to be real.
Okay.
I feel like, sorry. I feel like there could be something like that in Lake Erie.
The lady always abuses me.
I do. I apologize. No, I wouldn't put the idea past me, but I mean, has there been any like recent sightings?
None that I could find. The latest one I could find was that 1991, I think. Yeah, 1991.
See, that makes me feel like it's been like 30 years at this point and they haven't seen it again. I mean, either it's
That's
dead
just what
or...
I could find.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't put it past it being real. Like,
I also wouldn't put it past not modern people, but like more new age people, like just ignoring it.
Right. I feel like if you're in that area, you've probably grown used to it at this point.
Either grown used to it, ignore it. People have their phones out all the time, but I could see somebody just like deleting it. Hey, there's a weird fish in the background. Delete. You know what I mean? Like people ignore.
Well, you know what? Actually, with the time of TikTok and how you can go viral so fucking fast.
I also didn't search TikTok.
Oh, you probably should have.
Yeah, maybe.
That's okay.
Maybe the next episode we'll do an update.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Okay, so mine is the Mud House Mansion in in Fairfield, Ohio.
Okay.
It's a little bit like an actual story, so I'm gonna read it like one of our Reddit stories.
Where's that around?
So Lancaster, Ohio is over by Columbus area. Okay. So it's a decent drive away from us, but we can make it
if we wanted to.
All right. So located just outside of Lancaster, Ohio, and Fairfield, Ohio, the Mud House Mansion was built in the early 1800s by a government official who lived there in the Civil War.
Okay.
This man still kept slaves, even though it was illegal, and he kept his slaves hidden and locked up even during the night.
Which, that's absolutely fucking disgusting to me.
Absolutely disgusting.
I don't understand how people can keep other people's property. I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. I don't think it's right, and it's absolutely fucking disgusting to me.
No, I completely agree with you.
Why are you going to look at another person and think that they're any different and deserve any less or more rights than you?
Just because they look different. That's it. Like, that's so disgusting to me.
Yeah.
And on top of it, he didn't even treat them well. He treated them very poorly. Poorly enough that a slave began building a tunnel underneath an outbuilding. So this slave, he dug a little bit every night after the lights in the mansion had gone out and the family was asleep. Eventually, after his tunnel was finished, he made his way through the small opening coming up on the other side of the wall. And under the disguise of night, he made his way towards the mansion, slipped the lock on the back door, tiptoed the staircase, and killed everyone inside. In the morning, the neighbors had discovered what had happened, but all of the slaves had escaped and no one was charged for the crime. This house lay vacant for many years, and the neighbors complained of strange groans and shrieks coming from inside the mansion, but no one ever dared to enter. This haunted...
I can't imagine that nobody dared to enter.
That's what I'm saying. You're telling me...
There had to be a group of teens
that
was a little too rowdy. Totally broken.
Absolutely.
Maybe that was the strange groans.
That's what I'm thinking.
Too, like, legal above age teens going in there and having sex because I did some wild things as a teenager, and
Well, I don't doubt that they would be doing this.
I wouldn't have gone and broken into some place, but
So no one went into the house allegedly until 1892 when a man and his wife and their 3 children moved in.
okay.
So the neighbors all saw the family moving in, unloading their belongings, getting settled, but the family never left the house. And a lot of people thought it was odd, especially for a family of 5 to spend all of their time indoor.
Why are they judging?
I mean, but granted, in 1892, you're telling me that a family of 5 never went outside?
Oh wait, that's when they moved in?
Yeah, 1892.
Okay, so 100 years after this.
Well, I don't know when I'm not for sure exactly when the family slept, but it was built in the early 1800s, so we're not 100% sure when. It could have been like 1830. That's still
Okay.
technically early 1800s. But it was vacant for a long time until 1892 when this family moved in.
Okay, so like early 1800s, guy gets killed, rightfully so. Fuck that dude.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I feel if he had kids and stuff, I feel kind of bad.
No,
for him,
fuck that dude.
I still feel bad for the kids that died. I don't feel bad for him. I feel bad,
They were probably horrible children. Anyways.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
Well,
like I said, weird as fuck that this family never came outside. They got 3 kids, and they stayed inside. So one night, a neighbor was looking out of her bedroom window, and all she could make out was a figure of a woman dressed in all white standing in the window of the 2nd floor. This figure wasn't doing anything, just standing there and staring at her. And the following day, the neighbor looked up at the window again and again saw what she assumed was this neighbor standing there unmoving. Every day following, whenever she looked up at the 2nd story window, the figure was always there in the same exact position. On the 10th day, so 10 days of looking up at this window any time of day.
So they're finally minding their damn business. Good.
Well, they shouldn't have been minding their business for this fucking long, I'll tell you what. So after 10 days
like
of looking up into a window and having this woman in all white just standing there staring at you, not moving, she hasn't moved an inch, this woman finally called the police, asking them to investigate. And when the police had to break into the mansion because no one was answering. They reached the 2nd floor and were met with a very horrible sight. The figure the neighbor had seen was the mother of the family. She wasn't standing at all. She had been hanging there that whole time.
Okay.
She was surrounded by all 4 family members dressed in white nightgowns hanging from the ceiling.
There's nothing that the neighbors could have done had they not minded their business.
No, but her body could have been found a whole lot sooner.
I mean, yeah, but I'm glad that the neighbors were minding their damn business.
So, it had appeared as though they had all taken their own lives. Nobody would reside in this house again until its destruction in September 21st, 2015. On September 21st, 2015.
So we can't even go visit. You told me we could go visit. We can't even go visit.
You can visit the lot. I'm not done yet. The local children call it Mary's house, and they all say that the famous Bloody Mary legend began from this story. People also say that on cold, dark nights, you can still see the figure of a woman in all white on the 2nd story window.
But I thought it was destroyed.
Yeah, it's destroyed now, and got destroyed in 2015. But before it got destroyed, you could still see the figure. But it's still fucking cool because that's where the Bloody Mary story originated.
One of the places it could have originated.
It's one of the original stories. Yeah.
Bloody Mary is just so all over the place that it's hard to pinpoint where exactly.
The Bloody Mary story that I learned was Bloody Mary. This woman died in a fire after being attacked.
Okay.
And that's what I always heard.
The one I heard was this woman got like tuberculosis or something and did not actually die, but they thought she was dead. Okay.
Oh.
Vital sign, like there were no vital signs. She was cold, like
well,
nothing.
At that time. I mean, yeah.
They put her in a grave and put her in a coffin, buried her, and her husband was having nightmares every night, scratching, like his wife was scratching at the coffin, digging her nails into the coffin, pulling them back, bloody everywhere, trying to get out of this coffin because she was buried alive. Like, pretty much as soon as she got buried, she woke up. And I guess they used to, I don't know if this is true or not, but supposedly in the story, they used to bury people with bells.
Yes.
Okay.
They absolutely did, because it was very common
For people to be presumed dead and not actually dead.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
She could have even been in a coma and just been breathing really lightly.
Yeah.
And not had much of a pulse. Yeah. So it was very common to misdiagnose someone.
Okay.
And you bury them, and these people end up suffocating and dying or starving to death or whatever have you.
So they buried them with bells.
They would bury them with a bell with a string attached inside the coffin, and you would ring it.
Well, essentially, this husband was having nightmares every night that his wife was scratching at the coffin, ringing the bell profusely, string ripped off, scratching at the coffin. Night after night after night after night, this happens. He goes to the caretaker, I think like the next morning or a couple days after. He's like, hey, you're sure like no bells have rung, right? Goes home, nightmares again and again and again, until he eventually gets so crazy tired of these nightmares that he has her body exhumed. They take out her body, take off the coffin lid, and there's scratch marks all down the inside of the coffin. So he was getting premonitions.
Wow.
Of this. And essentially something about she was pregnant, and that's part of how she died, and that's why, first of all, Bloody Mary happens, because he's calling out to her or whatever. And the baby cradle one. You know what I'm talking?
Rockabye Baby?
No, there's a baby cradle that's a lot like Bloody Mary, and you say it, you hold your arms out like you're holding a baby.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
What's it called again? Cradle baby, baby cradle.
So I can't remember.
Bloody baby, something, I don't know. But you rock your arms,
and you'll feel the weight of a baby, and you look up and you see
Bloody Mary behind you.
Yeah.
That's the one I heard of, the legend of Bloody Mary.
See, yeah, no, I never heard of that. I heard of something about she died in a fire. I still don't. How did she get in the mirror? Oh, it's because the mirror is the portal.
Yeah.
That's why it's not okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I never heard of that one. I just heard that she died in the fire.
But there's also like a lot of women in white stories.
The Lady in Whites, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, those stories came from a time where
there were a lot of white nightgowns.
Yeah, like that's what you normally wore. You know, we have a Lady in White story around here.
Oh, we have several.
My favorite one is the Lover's Lane one.
I have a Ohio book.
Yeah.
Like Ohio Haunted Stories book that I was actually too scared to read when I was younger and got it. I read a little bit of it, and then I had some nightmares, and then I never opened it again.
No, my favorite one, it's the Lover's Lane one, and it was, this woman was pregnant. She was at home. Her husband was working night shift.
Okay.
Or day shift or something. He was coming home tired. And as he was coming home, he crashed off that bridge and died. When she heard the news, she was so distressed that she ran and threw herself into the water. And her baby died as well. But she couldn't bear to live without her husband. But as you're driving down, she will, if you see her, she will make you crash. And if you don't see her, she will actively try to give you distractions to make you crash, because she's looking for her lost lover, and if she can't find him, then, you know, she takes what she can. She'll drag you down with her. But I was driving down that road, and as I'm driving down, I remember I was with a girlfriend or whatever, and we're, you know, going down, and out of the corner of my eye, I caught something white. And I just thought it was just, you know, I thought I caught something. I was like, I'm not even going to pay attention to it, whatever. So we're driving down. Next thing you know, out of fucking nowhere. Mind you, I'm like watching the fucking road.
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere, this dog appears in the middle of the road.
Okay, then.
I didn't swerve. I slammed on my brakes.
You got a lot of scary shit happen to you.
Oh, yeah.
You always do.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Crazy.
Did you have any weird thoughts this week? Like, personally?
No. I've been too stressed and too busy.
I had a couple weird thoughts.
Yeah. Should have wrote them down.
Yeah. Okay.
I picked a weird one. Nothing is technically on fire. Fire is on things.
What?
Nothing is technically on fire. Fire is on things. So when you say it's on fire, no. Fire is on that thing.
It's in fire.
Yeah, that'd be more accurate. Yeah.
Ew. I don't like that.
Well, there you go. Anyways. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you enjoyed it.
Be kind and love yourselves.
And maybe hydrate, you little fuckers.
Bye, bitches.